Today we're talking about private flood insurance on Smith Lake, Alabama. We're talking about areas of Arley, Alabama, Jasper, Alabama, Coleman, Hanceville. And what we're talking about is private flood insurance the best option on these properties. Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru. If you've got questions about flood insurance, flood education, flood zone changes, elevation certificates, click below to visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com. You can also check out our daily flood education videos on our YouTube channel. Remember, we have an educational background on flood mitigation, which means we can help you understand flood risks like this right here, your flood insurance, and mitigating your property long term to help you minimize flood losses and flood premiums. Today we're talking about private flood insurance on Smith Lake, Alabama. We're talking about areas of Arley, Alabama, Jasper, Alabama, Coleman, Hanceville. And what we're talking about is private flood insurance the best option on these properties? You know, what are some of the differences between this and the National Flood Insurance Program? It's questions we get here every day at the Flood Insurance Guru, and we're going to answer these questions for you today. So what is private flood insurance in the Smith Lake, Alabama area? You know, private flood insurance is backed by private companies, unlike the National Flood Insurance Program, which is backed by FEMA. Now this means that private flood insurance companies can offer some different coverages, some different advantages maybe to you as a property owner. However, they may be admitted or not admitted. It's important to understand the difference between these two. And if you don't know the difference, make sure to go over to our website, floodinsuranceguru.com, where we explain the difference between admitted and non-admitted and what you need to know. But let's talk about some benefits, especially in Smith Lake. You know, a lot of properties on Smith Lake are what's called secondary properties, seasonal properties. Well, if you have a property that's insured through the National Flood Insurance Program, more than likely you have this surcharge on there for $250 because it's not primary residence. Now, the benefit with a lot of private flood insurance companies is they don't charge this surcharge because they look at different factors. Some of the other things they also offer are replacement cost on contents on your Smith Lake home. Or maybe you've got a nicer home, maybe a 5,000 square foot home, but the National Flood Insurance Program only goes up to $250,000. As you know, $250,000 is not going to go very far on a 5,000 square foot house or even a 3,000 square foot house. And that's one of the benefits of private flood insurance on Smith Lake. You might be able to get a policy that's closer to $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. That's really going to give you the true replacement cost of your property. So what about if this is an investment property and this thing floods? You know, what about that loss of use or that loss of income? Well, this can be an additional benefit of private flood insurance, as either having these additional living expenses where you have a place to stay while your house is being repaired, or you have that loss of income if it's a rental property, investment property, so you can be protected while you're recovering from a flood. Now, pricing can also be 30, 40, 50% less. And while all these things sound great for private flood insurance, one of the things you want to be cautious about is long-term stability. You know, you don't want to save $100 today if it's going to cost you $1,000 next year. It's one of the things we really take a deeper look at here at the Flood Insurance Guru. What's going to be the long-term impacts? Is this rate going to change next year? What could new flood data do to these rates for you? You know, are you leaving a $500 rate with the National Flood Insurance Program only to go back in a couple of years it's going to cost you $5,000? So these are all things to look at to determine if private flood insurance is the best option for you on your Smith Lake property. So if you've got questions about flood insurance on your Smith Lake property, click below to visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com. Remember, we have an educational background in flood mitigation, so we can help you understand flood risks like this right here. Your flood insurance and mitigating your property long term to help you minimize flood losses and flood premiums. Thank you.